Hello everyone, welcome back to Elite Tales. Here we discover the emotional and captivating stories about Elon Musk. In this video, we will capture the heartwarming moments of famous entrepreneur. Before we begin, I request you that please subscribe our channel for more interesting videos. The sun had just begun to dip below the horizon, painting the sky with shades of gold and pink as the bustling city of Los Angeles hummed with life. Streets were filled with honking cars, people rushing home from work, and tourists snapping photos of the towering skyscrapers. Amid all this movement, a solitary figure sat quietly at the corner of a busy intersection. The little boy, no more than 7 years old, clutched a small bundle of wilted flowers in his tiny hands. His clothes were tattered, his shoes scuffed, and far too big for his small feet. His face, though smeared with dirt, bore a determination far beyond his years. His eyes, deep brown and weary, scanned the crowd for a kind stranger willing to buy a flower. He didn't beg or shout, he simply stood there, waiting with silent hope. Elon Musk, who had just left a high-profile meeting, was driving through the city in a sleek black Tesla. The meeting had been productive discussions about clean energy advancements, and futuristic AI technology filled his mind. But as the car slowly moved past the busy intersection, something pulled his attention away from his thoughts. Out of the window, he saw the boy standing alone on the corner. The sight pierced through Elon's usually focused demeanor. He asked his driver to stop the car. "Hold on for a moment," he said softly. The driver pulled over to the side of the street. Elon stepped out into the cool evening air, his polished shoes contrasting sharply with the grimy pavement. He made his way toward the child, curious yet deeply unsettled by what he was witnessing. The boy glanced up, surprised by the tall man approaching him. "Flowers?" he asked shyly, his voice barely audible over the city noise. $1 each." Elon crouched to the boy's level, gently inspecting the bundle of flowers. "What's your name?" he asked with genuine warmth. "Daniel," the boy answered, his small fingers tightening around the stems of the flowers. "Why are you out here, Daniel? Shouldn't you be home or in school?" Elon's voice was gentle but tinged with concern. Daniel lowered his gaze to the ground. "I don't have a home," he admitted quietly. "My parents, they're gone. I live wherever I can, but I need money to eat." Elon felt a lump form in his throat. He had faced countless challenges in life, from near failures at SpaceX to sleepless nights building Tesla, but none of those hardships compared to the raw pain in the voice of this little boy. "How long have you been doing this?" Elon asked softly, afraid of the answer. "A while," Daniel shrugged. "People are nice sometimes. They buy flowers, but it's hard." Elon blinked rapidly, trying to hold back tears. His mind raced. How could someone so young bear the weight of survival all alone? The thought broke something inside him. "I'm buying all your flowers, Daniel," Elon declared firmly. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a wad of bills. "And we're going to get you something to eat." Daniel's eyes widened in disbelief. "All of them?" "Every single one," Elon confirmed with a smile. "But only if you promise me one thing." Daniel nodded quickly. "What's that?" "That you'll tell me more about your story," Elon said gently. "I want to understand how I can help." At a nearby cafe, Daniel devoured a sandwich while Elon listened intently to his story. The boy explained how his parents had passed away in a tragic car accident 2 years ago. With no relatives to take him in, he had ended up on the streets, relying on selling flowers to survive. "I didn't want to go to a shelter," Daniel confessed. "People told me bad things happened there, so I just stayed on my own." Elon's heart ached. The challenges of his world seemed minuscule compared to the battle Daniel faced every day. "No child should have to live like this," he murmured to himself. Daniel looked up curiously. "What did you say?" "I was just thinking out loud," Elon said with a soft smile. "Daniel, would you like to live somewhere safe, where you can go to school and have friends?" Daniel's face lit up, though disbelief clouded his expression. "Is that even possible?" "Yes," Elon assured him. "Anything is possible. I promise you, we're going to make this right." That night, Elon made calls to his team, arranging for Daniel to be placed in a loving foster home with access to education and care. But his efforts didn't stop there. The encounter ignited a fire within him, one that pushed him to address the broader issue of homelessness among children. Weeks turned into months, and Daniel's life transformed. He thrived in school, made friends, and finally experienced the joys of a childhood free from fear and hardship. One afternoon, as Elon visited Daniel at his foster home, the boy ran up to him, throwing his arms around him in a tight hug. "Thank you, Mr. Musk," Daniel whispered. "You saved my life." Elon blinked back tears once more. "No, Daniel," he said softly. "You reminded me what truly matters." This story became a testament to the power of compassion and action. Elon Musk's encounter with Daniel not only changed the boy's life, but inspired countless others to step forward and make a difference for children in need. In the end, it wasn't just about selling flowers, it was about finding hope, creating change, and never forgetting the value of a single human life. Months later, Elon Musk's initiative to support homeless and orphan children gained national attention. Foundations and non-profits rallied around the cause, inspired by Daniel's journey. Media outlets shared the story far and wide, sparking a movement that highlighted the plight of countless children facing similar struggles. But for Elon, this wasn't about fame or accolades. It was about one boy's courage to survive against all odds. Daniel had become a symbol of hope, a reminder that compassion and determination could bring about real change. One chilly afternoon, Daniel, now thriving in school and preparing for his first science fair, invited Elon to be his guest of honor. Standing in front of a project inspired by space exploration, Daniel shyly explained how Elon's work with SpaceX had fueled his love for science and dreams of becoming an astronaut. "I want to build things that help people too," Daniel declared confidently. "Just like you." Elon couldn't help but smile proudly. "You already have, Daniel. By sharing your story, you've inspired more people than you know." As the years passed, Daniel's story became a powerful chapter in the narrative of kindness and second chances. His life was forever changed not just because a billionaire had stopped to buy flowers, but because that moment revealed the extraordinary potential of empathy. Elon often reflected on that pivotal day when the busy hum of a city had quieted just long enough for him to hear the groundbreaking missions weren't carried out in laboratories. It reminded him that sometimes, but through simple acts of human connection. And as Daniel grew into a remarkable young man, his journey stood as proof that even the smallest acts of kindness could launch lives into a future filled with possibility, just like rockets reaching for the stars. Elon stood by Daniel's side, watching as the young boy's determination blossomed. It was heartwarming to see how a child once burdened by life's challenges now brimmed with hope and confidence. Their bond deepened over time, built on shared dreams and resilience. Elon often reminded Daniel that his future wasn't bound by his past but shaped by the choices he made moving forward. During a visit to SpaceX headquarters, Elon introduced Daniel to engineers and scientists who treated him like one of their own. Daniel eagerly soaked up knowledge, his eyes wide with fascination as he watched rockets being assembled and innovative technologies come to life. The boy's curiosity was boundless, his questions thoughtful, sparking admiration from everyone around. One day, as they sat overlooking the vast horizon, Daniel turned to Elon with gratitude shining in his eyes. "Thank you for seeing me when no one else did," he said softly. Elon's voice was gentle but firm. "It wasn't just about seeing you, Daniel. It was about believing in you. And now, it's your turn to believe in yourself." Years later, Daniel's journey became an inspiration not just to those around him, but to countless others who faced similar hardships. His story served as a reminder that even when life seemed dark, there were always those willing to light the way forward. Elon's chance encounter with a boy selling flowers had changed both their lives forever. And in that connection, they proved that kindness, when given freely, could lead to a world where every child had a chance to dream beyond the stars. As Daniel grew older, the story of his journey with Elon Musk became well known. Media outlets covered the heartwarming tale of a billionaire who found an orphan child selling flowers and helped transform his life. But for Elon, it was never about public recognition or praise. It was about giving someone the tools to build their future and showing them that they were never truly alone. Daniel, now a young man with dreams of becoming an aerospace engineer, often spoke about the day Elon changed his life. "It wasn't just that he bought my flowers or gave me a chance. It was that he listened. He cared," Daniel would say. "He showed me that where you come from doesn't define where you're going." On one particular evening, years after their first encounter, Daniel stood on a stage at an educational summit, sharing his story with students and innovators from across the world. Elon watched proudly from the audience, knowing that Daniel's voice carried hope and inspiration for others facing adversity. "I was just a kid trying to survive," Daniel said. "But someone saw potential in me when I couldn't see it myself, and that changed everything." After the event, Daniel approached Elon with a beaming smile. "I owe you so much," he said quietly. "You owe me nothing," Elon replied warmly. "Just keep passing that kindness forward. Help others like you were helped." And Daniel did just that. Through mentorship programs and educational initiatives, he dedicated himself to empowering young minds from disadvantaged backgrounds, ensuring they too had a chance to chase their dreams. The once lost boy selling flowers had become a beacon of hope, proving that with compassion and opportunity, even the most unexpected lives could soar to unimaginable heights. And through it all, Elon Musk remained a guiding presence, a reminder that true success was not measured by wealth or fame, but by the lives touched along the way. One chilly evening, as Daniel wrapped up a mentorship session at a youth center he had helped establish, he stood quietly by the window, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. Memories of his childhood came rushing back the cold streets, the wilted flowers he clutched in his tiny hands, and the nights filled with loneliness. But instead of sorrow, those memories now fueled a fire of purpose within him. Elon had given him more than just financial support. He had shown him the value of believing in people, of offering a hand when the world turned away. That belief was now a cornerstone of Daniel's mission to uplift others just as he had been uplifted. One day, Daniel received an unexpected call. Elon invited him to a Tesla event to speak about his journey and inspire the next generation. Standing before a packed auditorium filled with innovators and dreamers, Daniel's voice carried both strength and emotion. "I used to think my life was limited to the street corner where I sold flowers," he began, his eyes scanning the attentive audience. "But someone once told me that the size of your dreams shouldn't be limited by your circumstances. That someone believed in me when I couldn't even believe in myself." Elon nodded from the front row, a glimmer of pride in his eyes. Daniel continued, "Because of that kindness, my life changed. And today, I'm here not just because of what Elon Musk did for me, but because of what we can all do for each other if we just take a moment to care." The room erupted in applause, but more than the clapping, it was the tearful nods and inspired faces that moved Daniel the most. Afterward, as the crowd dispersed, Elon approached Daniel with a rare softness in his voice. "You didn't just survive, Daniel, you thrived. And that's because of your heart." Daniel smiled. "You showed me that heart can change the world." Together, they stood in the glow of the stage lights, their shared journey a testament to the power of compassion, resilience, and hope. It was a reminder that sometimes a single act of kindness could light a path toward a brighter future for one life and countless others to follow. As the event came to a close, Daniel stood near the exit, feeling a sense of accomplishment that had once felt out of reach. The applause from the audience still echoed in his mind, but it was the quiet moments after the speech that held the most significance. He and Elon exchanged a few words, but it was clear that they both understood the importance of their shared mission, not just for the individuals they had helped, but for the ripple effect it could have on the world. Later that evening, as Daniel walked back to his apartment, his thoughts turned to the streets he had once wandered as a child, the same streets that now seemed so distant. The harsh reality of his past no longer held him captive. The orphan who had sold flowers to survive was no longer bound by circumstance. Instead, he had become a symbol of possibility. But even as he walked through the bustling city streets, Daniel never forgot where he came from. The memories of cold nights, the ache of hunger, and the sting of loneliness still lived within him. They were the foundation of his drive, the reason he would never turn away from helping others. A few months later, Daniel launched a non-profit dedicated to empowering homeless youth. The organization focused not only on providing for their immediate needs, but also on teaching them how to envision and achieve a brighter future. His story became an inspiration for countless others, just as Elon's belief in him had once been. Through mentorship programs, educational scholarships, and a network of supporters, Daniel's non-profit grew, touching lives in ways he had never imagined. And through it all, Elon remained by his side, supporting him not just with resources, but with encouragement and belief. They became more than just business partners. They became a testament to the power of kindness and empathy, proof that one person can indeed change the world. One evening, as they sat together at a quiet dinner, Daniel turned to Elon with gratitude in his eyes. "You saved me, Elon. You didn't just give me money or resources, you gave me something far more precious, a chance to believe in myself." Elon, ever humble, shook his head. "You did the hard work, Daniel. You've shown the world what's possible when someone truly cares." And so, in the years that followed, the two continued to impact lives together, spreading the message of hope, perseverance, and the incredible power of a simple act of kindness. Through their partnership, countless orphans, homeless youth, and struggling individuals found the strength to rebuild their lives, just as Daniel had done so many years ago. The story of Daniel, the orphan who had once sold flowers on a street corner, and Elon, the visionary who saw the potential in him, was a story that touched the hearts of many. It was a reminder that even in the darkest moments, a single act of compassion could change everything. And sometimes, the smallest gestures, like buying a bouquet of flowers from a little boy, could lead to the greatest transformations. As they both looked to the future, they knew the work wasn't done yet. The world was filled with countless others who needed a hand to hold, a voice to listen, and a belief that they, too, could thrive. But with their combined efforts, and the belief that no one was beyond hope, they were determined to make sure that every child, every person had the opportunity to chase their dreams, just as Daniel had once done. And so, their journey continued, a never-ending reminder that kindness could heal, that compassion could build bridges, and that together they could change the world, one life at a time.